The following announcement has been paid for by the Mike World Order. Welcome to episode 2 of the Mike Cook Guys podcast. How's it going, everybody? This is your favorite guy to listen to, or at least I hope, Mike Cook. Raspy voice and all. Now I know what some of y'all are wondering. Why the raspy voice? Are you purposely doing this? No. Here's what's going on. A couple of days before Christmas, I ended up getting a horrible upper respiratory infection, had a fever, so much going on. And what happened with the infection, it damaged my vocal cords. Now, I'm taking medicine for it. But it's one of those things that it won't heal unless you make it heal by resting. You guys know me. That's not going to happen. I'll go without, voiceless as long as I get my work done. Which could be a good thing as your current rating defending undefeated never marriage open weight champion. That means I don't have to get down on one knee and propose to anybody. So I guess you're wondering what's this morning's episode about. Well, for it to be episode 2, it's kind of sad that I'm doing a year in review. But if you think about it, the majority of 2017 was done on season 3. Now, yes, we did episode 1 on season 4 with Lil Daryl, a.k.a. Daryl Perry, a.k.a. that tall dude that can sing. But, you kind of get those moments where you hit like a small mental block. And I really wouldn't say mental block. I'm just saying that to be nice. It translates to I've been working too much and I had to push things to the side because I wanted to make money. But, let's kick off with 2017. 2017 started out smooth until I probably made one of the biggest mistakes ever in the end of January. Ended up being courted by this woman, and we started talking. We got in a relationship. But the sad part was the summer was pretty much like it should have been called the summer of scandal, because a lot of scandalous shit was going on. And that's when I had to make a decision. Decision. Should I keep going on this sinking ship, or should I just stop and get my life back? Now, a lot of you people out there gave me a lot of shit, a lot of criticism, and when the end result happened, a lot of you threw dirt in my mouth. And that's cool. At the time, it was very hurtful. Moving forward, I understand why. Because you guys were looking out for my best interests. Because you guys knew that I've been hurt before. So to those people, I say, thank you. But you're not going to hear that from me that often. Admitting that I'm wrong. I'm too stubborn. But another highlight of 2017 was it was the 1-year anniversary of me moving from Beaufort to Woodbridge, Virginia. But it was funny that on that 1-year anniversary, I was back in Beaufort because I had to go to my best friend's wedding. I don't do weddings, but I was the best man at this one. And there's a funny backstory to it. And I'm not going to go into deep detail out of respect for him, but it was one of those things where at the last minute he had cold feet. So being up here in Virginia near D.C. and in D.C. and in Crystal City, it kind of felt like the movie The Best Man. And it's funny because what was supposed to have been his bachelor party in Crystal City, yeah, I ended up being the life of the party. Sorry about that, bro. But when we had the actual wedding, it was a very beautiful wedding. Very beautiful. It was at the point where it borderline made me one day think, okay, maybe I might want something like this. But then reality hit. Even though I was at the time planting the seeds with the woman who's now my ex, whose name I won't mention because there's no point of putting that effort, wasting perfectly good air and vocal cord space. So it was amazing. It was fun being back home, but it also made me realize, okay, Virginia's my home. Even though I miss, it wasn't the town that I missed, it was the people that I missed, you know. I missed my parents, missed my chihuahua, missed my kids, you know. I missed a lot of them. But it was also business because I was only there really 2 days. So it wasn't, you know, I didn't get anything accomplished. I know a lot of people wanted to see me. But also at that same time, I carried a giant chip on my shoulder. Because within that year, probably maybe 1 or 2 people contacted me, and maybe 1 or 2 people visited me. And when I mean contact, like really, really contacted me. Even when I was homesick. And I was pretty bitter about it. I had a chip on my shoulder. My second visit was probably the best one. That was in September. It was not even a week post-breakup. No, 2 weeks post-breakup. So it was good to have that, you know, vacation to escape from everything. And I think the main thing I did the whole time was sleep. Sleep and probably being a pretentious whoremonger. I don't remember. I just remember that I was home and it's probably the most I ever slept. Ever. And then you had visit number 3. The birthday, you know, had a coffee date with a woman who I'm no longer talking to right now because her, and I'm not saying I'm not putting down the woman. I never have put down the woman. But if I make a statement about somebody or something and it has to do with what I see in public that gets on my nerves and you take offense to it thinking that I'm talking about you, well, if the shoe fits, wear it proudly. I don't care. A lot of you people that say harsh things about me, I don't lose sleep over it. That's what some of y'all fail to realize. I don't go at home like tossing and turning or pacing around my apartment going, this person said something about me. What am I going to do? My feelings is hurt. I have grown feelings, but not those type of feelings. We'll get to that later on. Visit number 3 was last month, my birthday. One of the downfalls of working retail is you're working holidays. And this is the time of the season where Thanksgiving, you're booked. Christmas, you're booked. New Year's, you're booked. So I ended up taking that weekend to see my family. Had a coffee date. Had another date with a female who's also a longtime best friend, which I'm not going to go there, but I'm going to go there. One, you should have washed. And 2, you know you did me wrong. But it was still a good time. It it was still a good time. It was still fun. Cold as hell, but fun. But then coming back up here, it had already snowed. But at the same time, once I like breathed into that Virginia air, I was like, I'm back home. For the record, I need to get me some new luggage. Anybody who works at a luggage place, if y'all got sales going on, y'all let me know. Seriously, y'all let me know. I ain't trying to spend an arm and a leg on luggage. If a push comes to shove, I'll go to TJ Maxx. Next agenda. You know, the end of 2016, I formed a little group called the Zoo Crew. And according to some sources, the Zoo Crew supposedly broke up when I got in a relationship. I don't think that's the case. I think Zoo Crew broke up because everybody was doing their own thing. But, you know, he say, she say, tomato, tomato. I wear boxer briefs, you wear whitey tighties. It is what it is. But I think it was more because I started like another clique called the Zoo Squad, which is pretty much the women that work in the purchasing department of the place not mentioned on this podcast. But they started out with this little subgroup called the Three Musketeers. I'm like, okay, I understand the little, you know, Three Musketeers, all for one, one for all. I was like, this shit is lame. I'm about to just take this. I not even like premeditated. I was like, I'm taking this over. I felt like Kenny Omega when he dethroned AJ Styles out of Bullet Club. And that's pretty much what I did. I took over the Three Musketeers. I kicked out a member of the Three Musketeers and started the Zoo Squad. And right as soon as we were about to get started, one of the members who I call codename Huckster, not Hulkster, but Huckster, she left. So it was like, okay, back to three. Then there was this new chick that we call, I'm not going to call her by her real name, so we'll go with codename Shy and Innocent. Or so we thought. She ended up joining in as a fourth person. So Zoo Squad at first was kind of like, I don't know, the Four Horsemen or the original four of the Bullet Club. So, and then from there it just started kind of growing. And then like it started, I guess the more I kept mentioning about the Zoo Squad, the curiosity from everyone was like, okay, what's this Zoo Squad he keeps talking about? So then when they see photos on, you know, Facebook and Instagram, you know, it's like, okay, so this is his Zoo Squad. He's the only guy in the Zoo Squad. But then we had another guy member. But still, it's like, okay, the group is predominantly all women that are married or not married. But the point of the Zoo Squad is life is like a zoo. And you can't handle a zoo unless you got a squad to hold it down. And recently, we had a first recognition night for our company. And even though we were all assigned different tables, by after the first hour, we're all at the same table together. You know? Everyone has their own little groups, their little cliques. But I think ours is one where we stay even outside of work in contact, like, I guess family, you could say. I guess you could say that. Even though a couple of the members I'm very attracted to. That's right, I mentioned that. No shame. I'm attracted to y'all like Mike Cook's age 6 attracted to Connie Chung before watching WCW Saturday Night. And that's a shoot for y'all. But, yeah, it was cool to say that I started my first little group. And like a few other close friends, Big Maury, Jose, and a few others, they were part of those ingredients that helped me grow as a person. You know, it kind of stripped out that country boy from South Carolina, as y'all like to say, or as another homie, codename Yo Highness, like to call me UCB, or You Country Bitch, as he would like to say. And you know, I really didn't get that back home when it came to friends, with the exception of a couple of guys from Perlo that I still talk to. One being, you know, Tim Pumper, and the other being, you know, Steve, aka Spiko. That's about it. And it's like that old saying goes: the tribe with the same vibe is the tribe that'll survive. As long as I stay focused, I'll continue to survive. And of course, we also got funny moments of 2017. Funny moments. For anyone who listens to my podcast, I'm sure y'all have heard tons of funny moments. If you got Snapchat, there's more funny moments too. And as always, the information's under the info box. But I think the funniest moment that came to mind in 2017 was the whole theory of what started out as a theory. People started believing that it was actually true. Sucking toes. For the record, I do not physically suck toes. The theory is based on, at one point, I thought chivalry was dead and buried. But then, like I said, and during what the things I was going on with my ex, chivalry was pretty much coming back for me, and it's like, I believe in chivalry again. And, you know, it was at the point to where Big Maury would say, man, you love that woman, might as well be sucking toes. So because of that, he mentioned that statement. Now I got coworkers that will walk up to me afterwards and be like, so Mike, how's it going, man? And I'm like, I'm doing all right, you know, how's it going with you? Oh man, it's all good, you know. So I heard you like sucking toes, huh? So yeah, that used to always, and to this day, you know, we still get the toe sucking references. And then yeah, so many ideas for character development happened too. One of them was the and of course y'all saw him a lot in the month of December up until the first week of January. Y'all found out what Big Maury meant by crushed velvet. Crushed velvet started out as an inside joke reference because of how I dress at my other job, which is a big and tall clothing store. And one day he came there and he just bust out and said, man, look at you with them crushed velvet shoulder pads on. I was like, I don't have no shoulder pads on. That's just how my shoulders are built. So because of that, it's slowly been like developing. And then we were watching an NXT TakeOver pay-per-view, and we saw this character named the Velveteen Dream, which was a gimmick used by Patrick Clark, which was the last wrestling gimmick that Dusty Rhodes created before his passing. And one of the things he liked to do is to tell somebody, say my name, and then he slaps them. So then I'm like, okay, I'm so adding this to this crushed velvet character that started out being created to where now it's like this character of I dress nice, and because of that I'm arrogant and flamboyant, but I'm not gay. But yeah, I just want random people to say my name. I want random people to like compliment me every 5 minutes. I want females to feed me tacos and tell me I'm handsome and give me a hug. Oh man, it's so random. And that's another thing about Big Maury. We are going to do another episode of the podcast soon, the Mike and Maury Show. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to our shenanigans that's be on Facebook and whatnot. You know, it's just one of those things that, you know, I got a busy life. Big Maury's a busy man too. We both stay hustling and we both stay grinding hard. And also, if you haven't noticed, based on the intro that you heard in this video, I got new merchandise. That's right. MWO, the Mike World Order. Once again, we're ripping off. And guess what, WWE? You can't sue me for this because you don't have the rights to the NWO logo. Masahiro Chono does. And with his blessing on Twitter, said that I could do it. Thank you, Chono-san. So, can't nobody say nothing about copyright infringement. Plus, this has been going on for years. There have been too many people that have been doing rip-offs of the NWO logo. At least I did it the honest way. So you can put that pipe, you can smoke it. Toot toot. Anywho. Trying to figure out what else happened in 2017 that was funny. Oh, numerous times of me falling on my ass. That's another one. You figure it snowed, I blew both my knees out when the roads were icy. And then the third time I fell hard was trying to save this woman from face planting on the ground. It was this older woman. She was probably a grandma. But that inner son in me came out. And here I go sliding over to hang on to her, and she falls on top of me. And that is a hard fall when you got a woman. And mind you, this old lady was probably maybe $140, $150. You got the velocity of that falling down, and you're hitting concrete. I might as well have Yokozuna fall on me, because that's what it felt like. But up until she moved, every Sunday I always had a plate of food, you know. And when it snowed really heavy, to me it was really heavy, her kids would come out, her grandkids or whatever, they would come and shovel the car. And because of that, I would always come back after work and bring like bunches of like cookies and all that from the store, you know. It was cool having that moment. But I miss those moments because it kind of had that close to home feeling, you know. But I guess that's not the case, which leads to another person in 2017 who I'll refer to as code name Catherine Zeta-Jones. There were moments where I was homesick, and this woman can like bake like no other. There's only, and y'all had some of Mom's biscuits and cinnamon rolls. Y'all know this woman is just very, very similar. So it was funny moments where I was really, really deeply depressed because I wanted to go back home. It was perfect timing because she would like bring something that she would bake from home. And no lie, and I'm sure she's gonna end up hearing this episode, I fell completely in love with the woman because and it's not because of her being a very attractive woman. It was just the simple fact that I guess one of the good things about knowing, you know, you gotta, okay, how can I say this to where it's easier? Because now I'm like jumbling up everything. You know that person is a good woman when they attract your soul in ways that can't be imagined in terms of comfort levels, finding comfort in moments that are dark. And that was before I really got close with the Zoo Squad. Unfortunately, she left too, and I took that pretty hard because of just how she was in conversation, talking, especially when it came to retail and working in the clothing store. She honestly helped me step my game up in terms of like fashion, what to dress, how to look the part, and So if you're out there listening, which most likely I'm glad to send you the link, and I'm cool with that. Thank you so much. And if chips were to fall where they may, I'd be yours forever. Oh man, that's too funny. I'm so going to be ragged on for this episode, but you know what? I don't care. I'm cool with that. And trust me, there's going to be plenty more, because episode 3 is going to be pretty much called Confessions of a Coworker's Taboo. It's going to be an interesting episode. Also wanted to mention future episodes of Mike and Maury. We're going to have another guest. And I'm not going to expose who he is and whatnot, but I will expose the fact that he looked just like that wrestler Tama Tonga. Unfortunately, he does not sound like him, but I'm also glad to say he's also a big fan of the podcast too, because he let it be known, the episode where I mentioned about Connie Chung on Why I Like Asian Women, he rewound that part like 15 times. And then it led to different conversations such as which females we thought were hot on Saved by the Bell and whatnot. And, it's funny because once we do that episode, it would kind of be like it would be hilarious, obviously, because you got me, Big Maury, and another person. So you could say round table discussion, table for 3, aka. But it's going to feel like a nostalgia act for anyone who grew up in the 90s, the 90s kids. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. What else happened in 2017? Trying to figure out what else happened in 2017 that caught my attention the most. I almost got killed. I almost got killed when I got rid of this El Salvadorian woman I was dating. She didn't take it too well, and she tried to chase me with a butcher knife. So I pushed her down, grabbed the knife, and threw it to the other side of her place just so I can grab my keys and run. And that was another one. She was just crazy. I'm slowly learning that Latin women are crazy, but hey, living up here and living around them, you pretty much can't help what's there. Oh man, now that I think of it, yeah, there was some crazy moments too. There was this one El Salvadorian whose name I'm not going to mention, but we'll call her code name Smell. Yeah. She, beautiful woman. Straight up gorgeous. But when I hung out with her the second time at a beer festival, she had the most strongest underarm smell that stunk so bad. It stunk really, really bad. It was so horrible. And then there was the second time where we hung out, and I hate to say it, people say certain things like, Oh, I always get friend zoned. That's what happens. They only like me for a friend. But then yet you got someone who shows interest and he's interested in you and you do the same thing to them. So you really can't complain about your situations if you're doing it to the same people. I'm just saying. So, second time I hung out with her, you know, she was looking good, simple, you know, without makeup. She looked way better without makeup than she does with makeup. You know, we ended up going to this place that was supposed to do the free hookah, but they didn't. So we just had a few drinks, we talked. You know, it felt like I was doing most of the talking because she acted like she was in another planet because she couldn't get over what happened with her and her ex, which I understand, but, you know, coming from someone who's been in that position, if you're putting the effort in and they're not, then it's not for you, you know. If they can't make time for you, then they're not for you. So I'm feeling like a douchebag about it, and I'm like, let's go. And originally I was just going to say, hey, let's hang out in the apartment. I'll cook something. I still got more drinks. We can talk shit, laugh. But then once again, that smell just came out of nowhere, and it was that underarm smell, yo. So I ended up cracking the window a little bit, and she was talking about oh, it's chilly, and I'm like, I'm trying to think of a quick excuse. I get hot after I drink. So, yeah. It was crazy. It was hilarious. It's 2017 for you. That's probably why I will probably forever remain your never marriage open weight champion, and I'm cool with that. I'm already on a record-breaking 6 title defenses. But it seems like everything that I mentioned, it made 2017 pretty eventful. I mean, I was able to have my personal bucket list fulfilled, and I'm not gonna mention it on this episode for reasons that y'all might judge me as usual. And I get it, you guys judge me on certain areas, or you think I'm weird in certain areas because I'm different. And the only difference between me and y'all is I'm my own type of different, while everyone else is a bunch of followers. And I gave that moment of silence for those who got butthurt from that statement, because I'm sure there are going to be people that are. But, yeah, I'm not going to lose sleep over how I feel. And 2018, it's going to be even better. Because 2018 to me is going to be what 2017 should have been. And the reason why 2017 wasn't what I wanted it to be was because I made the biggest mistake of my life going full on in a relationship and making that huge of a gamble. And that's why I tell people I don't gamble. If I want to gamble, I'll get in a relationship. There's no win in gambling. But anywho, it's almost that time. This Tuesday night is episode 3. So I know a lot of you guys are saying he went a half hour. That's not really long compared to what he's used to. But I just wanted to get an episode filled in to prepare you guys for episode 3, just to let you guys know, hey, I'm still relevant, you know. Same with Mike and Maury's show. We're going to still do our Facebook Lives in between episodes. We're going to do our outlandish snaps in between just to keep you guys buzzing. Because, like I said, 2018 is going to be the year to look out for. This is going to be the breakout year. This is going to be the year that last year should have been. But it's going to happen. You know. That being said, the following announcement has been approved for by the Mike World Order. See you on episode 3.